Welcome everybody to another video. This time we are talking about my creature. No, we're talking about Reiko and who I think is best cameos. And then we're gonna go some stats and some evaluations. So we'll start here with Darius, because Darius was the first, and we'll do Tremor and Janet. Now, Darius is a big thing. He gets command grab combos. I'm terrible. I haven't used Darius in a while. Right, pretty simple. So it's not how to use Darius by now, right? Yeah, it is. And then Darius has switch, boom. So you're getting about 30%, I want to say, for most combos, depending on, of course, if you know your optimals. So that's Darius' big claim to fame. The other big thing that I appreciate about Darius is if I set him to auto, maximum range, your back 3 into back Darius will work, or back cameo will work. So that's just a quick, respectable damage to throw out. You got whatever it is, maybe 13. The downside, of course, is that Darius is punishable as crazy, especially if people false block, armor out, whatever. So it's a big risk, but it's an option, right? It's an idea. The other thing as well, Darius had some buffs, right? So now you can go. Now you can. You can do like armor breaking overhead low setups with Darius, if that's your thing. So some interesting setup potential, especially with the Oki. Especially this one. Especially if you do this. So you can actually get some armor breaking, just basic armor breaking setups, if you'd like, with Darius. The other thing as well is like in situations where you're too far to meaty with something effective, you can effectively just use Darius to meaty, because he's an overhead, right? And the nice thing as well is this only costs half your cameo gauge. And especially because maybe the armor, they wake up, maybe they hit Darius instead of you, and you manage them for punishing Darius. So there's some utility there. It's not the best, but I think Darius still works, right? Darius still works if you still prefer Darius, right? Maybe you're familiar with the combos, you're just like, oh, this just works for me, right? So if I just do this, or of course you just do the classic 2 bars into I save that option. So Dart. Oh, plus the forward throw. Right? So Darius' forward throw, if I remember correctly, is 13%. The Oki's bad. Like you're sent full screen, right? Maybe I think it's 12%. I actually don't remember. Let me see if I can tell. Let's see.
Throws. Dream work, teamwork, baby. Right button plus. L1 button or right button plus. Square button plus. Cross button. Damage. 120.00.
Yeah, 12%. So 12% damage and full screen. So best you could do is like meaty with Ninja Stars if you'd like. That's an option. So I don't know. Darius works. Darius is a classic, right? Oh, here's another little trick. You can do like sand 2 and 4 into Darius. Come on. You can actually like just straight 2 and 4 in combo, if that's an option, if that's what you want to do. You can do. So if you do this, you could do the straight Darius into this, and then command down. So you can like do a side switch combo. I don't know about the back throw, if it does anything. Oh, he can't. Oh, it looks like he's not. Oh, look at that, you can. Cool, you can actually get back through combos, command grab combos. Oh, cool. So Darius is main. So the main thing with Tremor, Darius, and Janet is all three of them give command grab and overworking combos. Those are the big things, right? But what outside of those do they offer, right? So Darius, 12% throw, full screen, knockdown. Sure, okay, great, not the best throw. And he gets some side switching extensions. He gets some interesting Oki setups. Actually, some Oki setups for Reiko is actually not a bad thing to do, especially when you do have your 2-1-4, which is a safe on block, high mid low without a gap. That no gap in there, right? High mid low, and you could use that to make sort high mid overhead, high mid low overhead, stuff like that, right? So there's potential. I don't think as much as Tremor or Janet. I think Darius is his weakest of the three that give command grab combos, and apparently back throw combos too. But he's still fun, right? You can't tell me this isn't silly. Yeah, it's fun, right? So we'll move to Tremor because he's the first DLC. Now Tremor, of course, everyone knows is complicated. Of course, you have Aftershock, Metallic, and what's the other one? Crystalline. So realistically, you're only ever really going to be in Crystalline or Metallic 9 times out of 10, right? Because you want to ambush into the Earthquake. However, let's go over all the tools you have at disposal. So for Reiko and Tremor and Aftershock, really basic. You can do back 3 into Earthquake, and that links at max distance. So that is a pretty respectable confirm. You can just back 3 into that, and it's a bit of damage, no big deal. It is negative 12, but from that far away, you should be okay, realistically. I'm not entirely sure, unless people armor out and whatever, but you should be okay, right, for that far away. Now, the other thing, of course, is you have a punch, which is okay. It does what you think it do. And you have to do air extensions, or if you, let's see if I know what it is, right? So you can do single distance, integration 1, what is that? You could do 1 into stand 3, 4, like you can do this stuff, but you're not really picking Tremor for Reiko for the especially mid-screen. Mid-screen, it doesn't really give that much, let's be real. I mean, that's something, right? You could do like 1, 2 up rock, stand 4 through 4 into tackle. That's something, right? About 20, I want to say like 23%, for, and yeah, so it's okay. It's not the best thing, especially for Reiko. Like he gets more utility off other stuff. And then the other thing is the forward pinch. So the next thing about forward pinch is it's safe, right? And there's enough. You're plus 32, so you have enough time to dash in and close the distance, especially with Reiko, where he has okay movement, especially with the run cycle. So you could do something like this. You can micro run into like whatever you want, micro run into armor if you want to be crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Aftershock by itself, the big thing I use it for, if I stay in it, is the back 3 into back cameo. Like just having a poke it's okay damage, right? It's fine, right? So the other one is Crystalline and back cameo. Take the crystal armor, which is not the best thing in the world, but it is really nice for Reikos who like to mash throws. Let's be real, command grab, forward throw, back throw, whatever. Because they can't really get you a big punish on you if you want to throw them, right? So a lot of problems for Reiko is like, let's say for, knock him down, and then let's pretend he ducks the they ducks this, and what do I get? I get like a big 40% juicy, combo, half my life gone. Where if I do crystal armor, there we go. If I have the armor set up, I can just dash in and do whatever throw I want, right? Do whatever I want to do and start just mashing buttons. Doesn't matter. Don't have to worry about it. You're still going to take some damage and whatever, and eventually they'll hit you out of it. But it is a very helpful thing, especially to close out rounds. Especially because Tremor does give you a 10% health boost. I forgot to mention, Darius gives you 5% more. 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like a couple extra down ones, or maybe like if they have a weaker throw, maybe that's like two. Maybe that's like another throw that you can survive. In very specific health situations. So 5% health isn't much, but Tremor giving you 10% more health. That's about as much as a standard uppercut, right? Uppercuts do 14. A lot of throws in the game do about 12 to 14%. So you're looking at surviving a throw or an uppercut or, you know, an armor move. Like you're surviving at least one more, you know, relatively strong hit. Where Darius maybe a couple pokes, right? And then so anyway, so the other big thing you have is the forward crystal, which this I'm like, this move is not that great. Then I started really playing people who, you know, try to use zoning, and I realized the utility of the crystalline, because the crystalline punch is a invincible move on wake up, which in itself isn't that great, because part of the problem with the invincibility that they give cameos is that the cameos become invincible, your character is not invincible. So the characters move like, wait, maybe I got the backwards. I might be backwards on that one, to be honest. The point is, it's okay as a reversal. It's fine. But the big thing is using it to reflect projectiles. Especially like annoying ones like Reiko, or Shank's Fireballs, or Lumi's. And the nice thing as well is, depending on the situation, what they're doing with their certain projectiles, you can neutralize them entirely. So Tremor just stops them, or reflects them. And you can especially, depending on the hit stun, you can actually combo with your ninja stars from full screen, so it's like an extra 10% damage on their fireball that they threw back. So it's the 5% fireball plus the 10% damage from Reiko's ninja stars. It's 15% damage full screen. So not the best, but it is something. Yeah. So you have the ground pound and aftershock, the up launch, which is not that useful for Reiko, the forward punch for Reiko for Tremor, and the crystal and stuff. So cover everything. You can set up. Well, I forgot about it. You can set up into. It's not the most effective thing, but you can do like setups into your crystal. You can do some stuff like that. You might even be able to do like ambush into crystal armor, because that comes out way faster than summon, right? So you could do like some of that, like ambush into the armor, and I think Tremor should put on the armor as you cross them up. So that's like a safe armor crazy setup thing. It's not the most effective thing in bar, but it's an option, right? So metallic, let's swap over.
Match. P1 team settings. Random. Aftershock. Random. Metallic.
There we go. Metallic. Metallic is one that I feel like is very undervalued, generally speaking, because it's just not the most flashy one, right? But I think it's pretty cool. Especially, I'll move us to the corner, and you guys can see more options. Now, here we go. Now, the big one for me that I like is back cameo. It's a low holder. If you hold it, it's over board. So it's a bit of a mix right there, right? There's an audio cue, of course. You can hear the boulder rolling across the floor, so that you know that's low. If you don't hear the rolling sound, it's an overhead. So there you go. Clear, not real mix if you're paying attention. But here's the fun part. See if I can get this timing down. If you get the timing down, that's an overhead low from full screen. I mean, it's reactable. People can hear you and see you running from full screen. You're like, oh, he's gonna go for the thing. But if you get the timing down, then it'll be overhead low or low overhead. And either way, the rock will help add some damage to the combo. So let's see what it is. Yeah, so you can do some funny stuff, right? And of course, if you are on point with new stars, combos, right? So you just add some more chunky damage. Plus, I want to say I guess not. Yeah. No, but at the very least, you can use that O key to move in and cover distance, right? So that's options. So the other thing is up fire, which honestly is useless. We don't have to talk about it at all. Like, we don't. Just don't worry about it. But here's the one that I really like. Forward cameo. This sucker is plus 50 on knockdown. Now, here's the nice thing: is there's enough times You could do like safe jump setup cross-ups, safe jump cross-up setups. There we go, that's the wording I'm trying to look for. So that's something nice. But it gets sicker in the corner because in the corner that is a plus on block launcher, of which you have to worry about Reiko's command grab because he can still ambush into the the aftershock. Not really necessarily, but it's still a threat, right? So if Reiko gets you on block with this, that's either 21% throw coming your way or a button and 2 damage. Either way, you're taking something. Of course, unless you guess extremely correctly and armor out and do whatever else, right? The easy way, of course, to do a thing is armor out of it. But if Reiko reads that, boom, big win punish, blah, 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 big brain, right? So in the corner, in the corner here, let's go.
P2 cameo. Remember, fire position. Left, right.
So in the corner here. Let's see. I know you need to go really basic, but you can probably get a bit more fancy with that. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you can get some stuff going here. It's not the most impressive thing in the world, but it is something, right? So we have a bit more to go over with aftershock real quick because we're in the corner now. So now in the corner you can actually get something. You can actually do some combos. Okay, so if I do there you go. So pretty basic combos, but you can do it. About 28%, right? 27%. Made less. Yeah, fine. It's fine. I know you get more off ambushes into the other things, but maybe you're stuck in aftershock, haven't been able to switch. So this is just an idea for you. The other thing as well is you can do this. So just do straight piercing into the ambushes. 25%. So yeah, so that adds a bit more utility in the corner. Like in mid-screen, it's not a big deal. In the corner, it's better, right? So that's fine. I'm trying to think what else there is to think about. So ambush. So the last big thing, and this is why you pick Tremor. Let's be real here. It's for the ambushes into the command grab, because if you do the command grab into this is where you get the bigger damage, and I'm terrible. Why is it not connecting? Hey, I'm not this one. Yeah, so you can get armored wake up launches, you can command grab launches. I am apparently doing that. Do I have to reset them? Is that the problem is here?
Move list. Practice settings. Match.
There we go.
Move list. Match. Up. Left. P1. Metallic. Left.
Why is okay, some man that must be really jank right now, because that is not supposed to be happening. Why is that happening? Did I mess something up?
Settings. Controls. Customize your control scheme. Release check. Toggle whether special moves are executed on button release. Negative edge. On. Left. Off.
Why is it on? No. Anyway, yeah, so basically your command grab and your wake up armor move both become extenders at that point, so you just get more combos, right? Same idea as Darius, same exact idea. It's just more damaging. Let's be real here. So if we can get this. So about 25-26% without spending any more, right? So about a quarter of your life gone for guessing wrong on a throw. Darius actually does about the same damage. So I think Tremor just does like a couple percent higher. Maybe. I actually don't know I don't know the exact damage for sure. So yeah, Trevor gives you a lot of utility, gives you a lot of options, a lot of tools, a lot of potential for full screen play, mid screen play, up close pressure tools options. So he gives you a lot of options. Now, I don't know if Janet has made him obsolete. I think, in my opinion, as a Reiko main, I think there is room for Tremor and Janet both. Now, it's up to the player and how they utilize each cameo, what they want to do with the game plan, and then the opponent they're fighting. But I think Tremor and Janet both offer distinct advantages to each other and disadvantages to each other. I think general play, Tremor will be better more often than Janet, but Janet has a thing that Tremor doesn't have that is big, and we're going to drop Janet. I'll show you here in a second.
Janet page.
So the big thing for Janet, I completely forgot to mention, Tremor's forward throw is 12% damage, so it's okay damage, but it's plus 8 on knockdown, and you're always in their face, so you always have Oki with Tremor. Tremor has the best forward throw among these three cameos for Reiko because of the game plan. You're always in their face, you always have the threat of walking up into command grab. So that's the option. I forgot to mention the throw. So the thing with Janet, her throw is the best, most damaging of these three. She does 14%. Downside is you are like full screen. You are they're gone. They're on the other side of the screen. You gotta move back in, right? So it's good damage throw, but it's for the trade-off of the Oki, so you're not getting any Oki after this. However, that's fine. It's okay. Reiko is not weak at full screen. We know this. Everyone knows his ninja stars, but it is a bit of a detriment sometimes. Occasionally, it's like, oh man, this sucks. I have to go chase him down. But the big thing that I love Janet for is the fact that she gets the same idea as Darius and Tremor of the command grab and the armored move, both becoming combo starters or combo extenders or whatever, but she gets a nut punch. Giving a grappler like Reiko a plus, what's the frames on it? Let's see.
Cameo moves tab. Special. Hot punch. Line time. Crouch destroyer. R1 button. Advanced view.
Let's take a look. Right. It's gonna take a second. Sorry, but yeah,
Damage.
I wasn't prepared. Sorry.
Block type. Mid. Flawless block damage.
Let's see, where is it?
0.0000. Frame data. Startup. 23. Active.
Not bad.
Recovery. 18. Cancel. Not applicable. Hit advantage. 34. Block advantage.
You're plus 34. A grappler being plus 34 frames, and not to mention all the plus frames Reiko naturally has. So let's just for argument's sake here, right? Let's put him on auto. Stand 3 into nut punch. Back 3 into nut punch doesn't work at max distance, but it'll work anywhere else. If I'm not terrible. I am terrible. Okay, it's a bit close, but whatever. The point is, you can literally just like walk around and stand 3 into nut punch. If it works, boom, stand reset, dash into whatever you want to do. Forward 1, 2, nut punch. Stand 2, 1, nut punch. Stand 1, 2, nut punch. The reason why I think stand 1, 2, nut punch is kind of nuts as well is because sometimes stand 1, 2 into EX command grab will work because of like certain spaces, right? So like this, boom, so like that. Whereas if I get, there we go, Janet doesn't miss. So that is like, that's a really nice benefit. And if it links, great. It's like a bit of damage and a reset into another chance to get another grab, right? Another chance to throw you. Of course, this works as well with. At that point, you know, you're forcing. But at that point, you can dash into anybody you want. You are plus 34. It is your turn. They cannot armor. They cannot do anything to get out of your pressure. Especially with how fast Reiko's jab is. It's like, the second is 15 frames. I think it's like 7 into a 15, 14 frame. So there's no armorable, no false blockable gap. Reiko can break a lot of armor as long as they are slower than 15 frames before the active frames kick in. Reiko can break the armor. So even if they try to armor, he'll just loop you in again. So it's like, well, do whatever, right? Just pretend he broke the armor. So, giving a boy like this plus 34. It's like the main thing I like Reiko and Janet for is the nut punch reset Because here's the thing, right? Don't get me wrong. I do think the grapplers in this game, quote unquote grapplers, Reiko, Geras, and Xiao. I think Reiko is the best one of the three as far as like trying to play actual grappler mind games and stuff. Xiao only really becomes a grappler when his axe is down, and even then, it's okay. It really depends on the cameo and how he utilizes the command grab. Like Tremor. If Tremor and Xiao's on the screen and the axe is down, you better be scared because you have an armored command grab combo starting tool. So the same threat as Reiko, but his has armor. So yeah. And the Geras, his command grab, the same thing with Tremor, it can be kind of scary as well. Only in the corner though, because mid-screen, Geras doesn't really get much of anything off his command grab. He's not really a grappler until he gets mid-screen or corner. Once Geras is in the corner with Tremor, it becomes nasty because that tick, anytime that tick throw happens, Geras back throw, the 19% throw where he throws around the corner, plus Tremor's ambush and a ground pound, and Geras' time stop. It's a lot of conditional stuff, but it becomes a full combo starter. So at that point, then Geras gets scary. Whereas like for Reiko, he doesn't need all these conditions. Like he doesn't need the axe to be dropped. He doesn't need to have the right cameo plus clock set up like Geras. Reiko, as long as you have Geras, or not Geras, Darius, Tremor, or Janet, you are a threat. As long as this command grab lands, you're a threat. Or you're in command grab lands. Great. I can't not talk today. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So, what are the other things with Janet? Janet, that nut punch is also supposed to be invulnerable and wake up and reversal as well. So you can use that. It's a reversal into your micro dash, into your pressure, into whatever. Into command grabs. The other thing too is Janet helps you get consistent damage off almost every single thing Reiko does, just like Darius or Tremor. But here's the big kicker. I haven't found all the optimal combo routes yet, but the big thing for me is that she's available much more frequently than Darius or Tremor. They both have slower cooldowns on their moves, but they're both more damaging than Janet, generally, as far as I know. Maybe I know there's like optimals and stuff I have not figured out yet, so I know there's more damage I'm missing out on. But right now, Tremor is, I think, still his best, just in general use. But Janet, I think, is very clear in an event that she can be up there as like be his best. So because if you look at this, right? Right, let's see. Come on. This is tricky to get. There we go. So really basic command grab Janet, stand 3 command grab. Really, really basic. About probably 20% damage, honestly. 18%, 20% damage. So not a whole lot. But look how quickly that came back. That came back quick, right? And that was only one bar. Imagine this. Imagine the sequence, theoretically. Command grab combo, command grab combo. That's about 40%, give or take, maybe 38%, 42%, 45%, whatever it may be, right? If you can optimize it. 40% in a couple seconds off and unblockable, right? And then he dashes into the mid grab, and by that point, he can ninja star you and like start chipping out. Like I think the snowball potential of Janet being available more than Tremor and Darius makes up for the lesser damage. Again, I don't know the optimals, so for all I know, she's more damaging than Tremor. But again, there's tools that she has that Tremor doesn't. The big one is their standing reset, which I think is the biggest thing that Janet has, aside from, of course, the combos, right? So, boom, really basic. Some of this. Alright, really basic stuff. If I can. About 30%, 20% meatless, same sides. And plus the 2 and 4 has really good Oki, and the air string 2 and 4. So again, Janet isn't the most explored cameo for Reiko just yet. People are just barely starting to figure out what she can do. Like I saw Rewind trying to mess with her and stuff like that. I think she has potential to be his best, with Tremor as like a second best, depending on the matchup and depending on the player. I think Janet and Tremor are his 2 best, period. I don't think Darius has enough to compete, simply because the fact that back 3 into Darius back cameo links is nice, and you can get some Oki situations with like the overhead stuff, the overhead Darius summon, or not summon, but the ambush. Those are nice benefits, but Janet does it better because back 3 and nut punch is a standing reset. Back 3 by itself, you can just throw it over, you get more damage. So if I just save this out, only the last kill kills. You know, at that point, you know, I'm starting to get like you're getting like chunky damage from this far away, like that far away, and just respectable 20-something% damage. I can get a tiny bit more if I do like back 3 slide and stand 3 tackle or whatever, but so I don't. And look how quick that came back. She comes back so much faster. And not to mention as well, in the corner, let's go right in the corner.
Remember setting. Fighter position. Right.
In the corner, you can do like click in that punch. And that works. I can't really get this. Okay. But you know, whatever combos you can think of, I'm sure you can find more creative ones. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I think like Janet's main thing is the reset, the 14% throw, and the consistent combos just like Tremor and Darius. But she's available more, even if she's less damaging. Again, optimals I haven't discovered yet. But Tremor gives you mid-screen game mid-screen and full screen because the overhead and low rocks. You get the plus on block instead of just being plus on hit, which is nice. But you get plus on block as well with the fire. Even though it's, yeah, you can armor out and falls, whatever. You know, fine. Take the 11% armor because you can afford to take 1 extra hit armor out of it, especially with Tremor's health boost. You know, you get the harder blockable from overhead low from full screen. Darius can technically do the same thing as well if you find a way to get that set up properly. As well as the armor. And the armor is another big thing because Reiko can just go for raw throws no matter what, because sure, they'll like probably down 2 or maybe they'll try and do a string, but so what? Like, you're taking much less damage. You have a bit more health to worry about taking less damage. So there are pros and cons to each. I think with time we'll see Janet be the more played option. But I still think Tremor works too. They both work. It's just a player preference choice in my opinion. I don't think one is more optimal than the other, but I think Janet is just simply more available than Tremor, because Tremor takes a long time to cool down, and Janet gets the reset. Like those are the biggest 2 like notches in Janet's like tally mark. If I were to like put a tally equation to this, I would probably put like 6 to like 9 out of 10 for Janet, 8 out of 10 for Janet, and like Tremor 7.5 or 7.0 out of 10. Like they're not that far apart. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I know my phone keeps going off, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this comparison. I know I haven't really talked about Darius, but to be honest, Darius, once Tremor and Janet was discovered for Reiko, or has been discovered for Reiko, I feel like Darius is fun to use. I will use them from time to time, but it's just Tremor and Janet offer so much better and more utility options than Darius. Even though I do miss Darius, I miss using Darius, right? Darius is fun. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys go with Tremor or Janet when you play Reiko at all? I know some people, there's a couple people who said Reiko Sector is pretty cool. Reiko works with a lot of cameos, right? But I think just as long as a cameo gives him a command grab combo, I think that's a good cameo, just period. Because Reiko by himself, it works really well without a cameo. So even if you don't have a cameo, he still works. He doesn't rely on a cameo to fix his problems. So thanks again for watching. See you guys next time.